Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Dean of DVD, and we're looking over my Criterion collection right now, or at least part of it, from the shelf down. There's another shelf up above that one, and there's this shelf, and this one, and this one, then this one, then this one. So the Criterion collection has grown. I did just pick up, let's see, where is it? Here. I did just pick up this one, The Manchurian Candidate, starring Frank Sinatra, primarily. And let's see who else is in this. Lawrence Harvey, Janet Leigh. Espionage, Cold War type thriller. I've never seen the movie, strangely. I know generally what the plot is, which is that I believe it's Sinatra is a sleeper agent, and when he hears or what he sees, I guess it's the Queen of Diamonds, or maybe it's the Jack of Hearts, I don't know. He then becomes this sleeper agent for, I guess, the Russians. Or maybe for China, Manchurian Candidate. I'm not sure. But in any event, I just picked it up. I'm looking forward to watching that one. I've started to watch, and I haven't finished yet. I've seen two of these before, but I'm going to be watching the classic Hitchcock, which is one of my favorite box sets. I'm going to roll right into that now. This is a Criterion box set. It features The Foreign Correspondent, The Man Who Knew Too Much. This is the Peter Lorre one. It was remade as well. Then it's got The 39 Steps, The Lady Vanishes, which is in the machine, and Foreign Correspondent, which I haven't opened yet. So, yeah, Alfred Hitchcock. I love the fact they boxed it and put it for a decent price. And as long as I'm rolling right along with box sets, let's go to this one. This is the Alfred Hitchcock box set, the Masterpiece Collection. This has got more of the classics on it. Psycho, The Birds, yeah, there's just a lot of them on here. Saboteur, The Rope, Shadow of a Doubt. What else is on? I might as well read them all off here. Rear Window, of course. The Trouble with Harry, The Man Who Knew Too Much, the remake. Vertigo, great movie. North by Northwest, Psycho, I mentioned. The Birds. Marnie, I like Marnie a lot. Torn Curtain, Topaz, and then Frenzy, and finally Family Plot, which was his last movie. So it's the more latter day ones, but a big fan of Hitchcock. Probably overall my favorite director if I had to pick one. I just love what he does with the movies. And I'll just show this one as while I'm at it. This is the classic collection, Notorious, Rebecca, and Spellbound. These are the Blu-rays. They look great. That's the only reason I sold my Rebecca Criterion. I didn't really want to, but I did. Okay, let's go to some other box sets that I really like. Let's start with this one here. John Cassavetes' 5 films. Love Cassavetes. Love the rawness that he gets out of people. Love the fact that he these are DVDs, by the way. They did come out on Blu-ray, but I love this set. I'm gonna keep this set. It looks good enough for me. I don't know how much they could do with these. But anyway, you get a bunch of movies here. There's 5 films plus a documentary, which the documentary is great. Shadows, let's see what's under. Shadows, Faces, Women Under the Influence, A Killing of the Chinese Bookie, Opening Night. Yeah, great stuff. Plus A Constant Forge, which is kind of a bio of him. I love that. All right. This one comes to me via Sammy Falagar, or Archmage Falagar, whatever he's calling himself these days. And that is Lawrence of Arabia, limited edition. One of my favorite movies of all time. Really well done here in this set. Pardon the glare from the television that's on here. And the lamp over there, but this is a pretty glowy thing here. It's a beautiful set. It's got a image from the film, and it's a beautiful image from the film. It's got tons of extras on it. 3 Blu-rays, the soundtrack CD, which is gorgeous. This is a beautiful set, one of the showpieces of my collection. I keep it here, but I see it all the time because where I sit, I constantly see that. Another one that I'm really proud to own. A little mark on it there. The X-Files, the complete series. I've watched a couple seasons of this. Looks great. Real happy with it. So that's, and I think you've already seen this by now, but if not, it opens this way, and then you've got the discs inside. So Let's see, I've watched a couple of the seasons. Yeah, the ones that are open I've watched. So I've watched 2 seasons so far. Put that back down there. One of my favorite box sets that I own, and one of the more expensive ones too, although not the most expensive one, but it's up there. And I got it on sale, or probably would have been the most expensive, and that is the Twilight Zone, the complete series on Blu-ray. Man, I lusted after this one. I love everything about it. I love the case. I wish it was thicker. I've put some cardboard in on either side here to kind of strengthen the sides. But you've got 5 seasons, tons of extras. It's 24 Blu-rays. There's just a ton of crap on here, including the unofficial pilot episode, The Time Element, which never aired. I'm sorry, and then the unofficial, the original unaired pilot version of Where Is Everybody, with Rod Serling's network pitch included. This is just maybe my favorite box set, all things considered. As much as I love the Twilight Zone and I love what they did with this one, it may be my favorite. Now, to go along with that, just so I also own the complete Twilight Zone. This is the latter one, and these aren't bad either. This is from the UK. I can't remember what I paid for this. Not much, probably $30. I'm gonna guess. It's 3 seasons. Some of Bruce Willis, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, John Carradine, Elliot Gould, Frances McDormand, Peter Coyote, Tom Skerritt, Joe Mantegna, I can never say his name. Janet Leigh is on this. Oh, really? Quite older when she did that. All right. So, I'm not going to show you things like Game of Thrones. I mean, a lot of people own Game of Thrones. I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you some stuff that I think that not everybody owns. Okay, here's one. There's 2 actually that I really like. Start with this one. Another one of my favorite directors. Certainly my top 10. Stanley Kubrick. This is the limited edition. It's got pretty much everything you want on it. Spartacus, Lolita, Dr. Strangelove, 2001, Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, great movie by the way, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, and Eyes Wide Shut. I like Eyes Wide Shut as well. This is a nice set. It comes with a nice book. And similar to the Hitchcock, each of the movies then is in its own little sleeve like this. And being Blu-rays, they pretty much hold up pretty nicely, I think. So I enjoy sets like this. Oops, as the book goes flying, I forgot the book was still there. The book is a hardcover book. And I've seen this on sale for a decent price. You've got quite a few pictures in here. A little bit of information on each film. Really beautiful set. All right. I'm starting here, and then I'm gonna branch out and show you some other stuff that I've got not on these shelves. Clint Eastwood. This one, let's see, it slides out, I believe. It slides out from the case. This is a plastic case here. And then inside here again, it's a book-like type thing. Another hardcover book comes with this. And then you've got each movie. It's on its own page. There's a bunch here. Most of the discs have pictures on them, not always. Unforgiven. I had the digibook for the Unforgiven. I gave it to my oldest boy since I didn't need 2. He'd never seen it before. He loved it. Him and his wife watched it, loved it. So I was glad to give it to them. All right. I love the way they did this set too. It's just a little different the way it slides in and stuff in the plastic holder. It does have an image of Clint Eastwood on it. Okay. One more Criterion I'll show you, I think. And then I'll move on to some other stuff that I think is kind of unique. This is the Criterion America Lost and Found, the BBS story. The guys that made The Monkees, I'm talking about the TV show The Monkees from the 60s to rival the Beatles, started as producers and directors and made these movies. Head, which features the Monkees, Easy Rider, 5 Easy Pieces, you're familiar with those, Dennis Hopper, Jack Nicholson, Drive He Said, A Safe Place, The Last Picture Show, kind of a classic, and The King of Marvin Gardens. I have not watched all these. I've watched Head, Five Easy Pieces, Easy Rider, Drive, he said, A Safe Place, and I've seen The Last Picture Show. I have not watched The King of Marvin Gardens, and I haven't watched The Last Picture Show on here. I've seen it before, though. So it was Sybil Shepherd's debut. I'm going to pause it now, and then I'm going to grab some other stuff kind of one at a time and show you each one of those, and hopefully you'll find something out here that you like, and we'll go from that. Hey, welcome back. Not that you went anywhere. The next one, I don't see a lot of this. Sure, it's filthy. I don't see a lot of this one anywhere, and I'm surprised. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. It used to be my favorite show, and on any given night, it still is. You know, I watched a few episodes of it, and I remember how much I loved this as a kid. It was on from 1970 to 1979. This is the complete series. I don't see it much. Shout Factory did an outstanding job with it. And I picked it up on sale from someplace or other. I think it's fairly pricey. We're talking about 28 discs and a great book with this. And it is All in the Family, the complete series. For my money, the last season wasn't as good as the rest. When Mike and Gloria left, I think something went out of the series, but it was still good. Not as good, but still good. And this is just a classic. You've got, I'll just show you. Each one comes in its own. These are DVDs. So here is the complete seasons 1 and 2. And it's got a lot of extras on it. As in, the original All in the Family was not going to co-star. It was not going to have who was in it. They had different characters playing the parts. I think Archie was the same, but some of the Edith was not the same. Mike was not the same. I'm not sure if Gloria was the same. And then you get a nice booklet. Those were the days. It's like 30 pages, something like that. But what I like about it is it has every episode in it, and it details the basic plot. For instance, just 3. Archie feels left out. Archie refuses to attend his own birthday party. You know, you didn't need a big plot with All in the Family because you needed Archie and Edith and Mike and Gloria. And if you had them, just about anything that happened would be good. So that's All in the Family. Really like it. Oh, I should try to show you a disc. Or just show you what the discs look like too. They're DVDs. Each one's color-coded to the season. So this is the last season, the bonus to season 9. And that is green. So you've got a little bit of difference, I guess, in each one. What do I do to this? Aha, there we go. All right, put that back in. That's All in the Family. Really like that one. Next is a show that I watched. Whenever this was on, was this the 90s? I guess. I think it was on in the 90s. I don't remember anymore. It's been a while. It might have been the 80s. It's been on. It's been a long time since it's been on. And I got the definitive gold box edition for like $20 at FYE with a coupon. So there's Twin Peaks, the gold edition. The only thing that's missing is the postcards that came with it originally, but you've got it's all kind of shiny gold, and then the discs are gold also, goldish, and you've got just pretty basic inside, this kind of plastic book type thing. But I like that, and you can pick this up cheap. It was like $40 used, and then I had a coupon for 50% off one item. I believe it was. It was 50% off, or buy one get one 50% off, something like that. This next one is I saw Aaron Pinn had this. Man, I loved this as a kid. I used to in the mornings I used to watch this and Little Rascals. Remember Little Rascals? Our Gang. But this is such a beautiful set for what I paid for it. It's just unbelievable. Again, it's DVD, but when something's this old, and this thing is from the 50s, I believe, and 60s, by 50s, I guess. And I'm talking about the Lone Ranger. But what a beautiful set this is. If you haven't seen this set, this is the 75th Anniversary Collector's Edition. It's not all the episodes. It's not a complete, but it's enough. It's what you want. There's so much crap in this. I don't even know where to begin with what's in this. There is, it's amazing. You should buy this if you have any inclination. You've got like join the official club. It looks like it's from the 50s. You've got a color picture collection, same thing. There's all sorts of pictures in here. You've got a bonus disc at the end, and then you've got a signed picture. Just a reprint. There's numerous pictures in here. That's just the one that's here. Clayton Moore was the Lone Ranger. And you've got a thick book, and the book features everything about the Lone Ranger you want to know, from the comic through the TV show. Seasons 1 and 2 episode guide, which is what's included here. Then you've got discs 1 through 6 and discs 7 through 12. Pretty much 1 through 6 is season 1, and it's nice the way they do this. I mean, it really is. I have no complaints about this at all. This is one of my favorite box sets from a DVD standpoint, just because of what I paid for it, and the nostalgia. I wish they'd do like a Flash Gordon one like this. That was another show I watched growing up. You know, it would be on in like reruns when I was a kid. We were going to elementary school and watching it. Pretty cool stuff. The Lone Ranger, seasons 1 and 2, which is pretty much what you need. Okay, I'm back with 3 more, and I'm moving quite rapidly through here. I got this one again for a really good price at Best Buy. It was on sale for like half price or something. It's come out on Blu-ray since I got it, and I have no interest at all in getting it on Blu-ray. I have not watched all of it yet. I've watched the first, I think, 3 seasons. I think I still have 2 to go. There's 5 seasons, if I'm not mistaken. This is a masterpiece. This is, it was 5 seasons. The Wire. And I like the set the way I have it. Each one comes in its own kind of DVD case. So each season is kind of a separate one, which is nice because if I want to just take one of the seasons out of the box set, play that, and leave the rest of it on the shelf, I can do that without having to mess around with the whole thing. Really, really happy with The Wire. From what I've seen so far, it focuses on the docks, and it focuses on drugs and the school districts. Really, really nice set. Well acted. Music's fantastic. Edgy. Really good stuff. You know, it's in the same categories as Sons of Anarchy to me, or Breaking Bad, or Sopranos, or that type of TV. Here's something totally different. This is from the 50s, I think, 1955. That's when it premiered. And for most of my life, I idolized this guy. He reminded me of my dad a little bit. Not a lot. My dad's a lot more serious and good-natured, but something about him reminded me of my dad anyway. And I always liked this character in particular that he played. About Jackie Gleason, and this is Ralph Cramden in the original 39 episodes of The Honeymooners. Great stuff. I've watched these numerous times. The quality's decent. I mean, it's not great, but it's decent. It's not anything that's going to bowl you over, but it's nice. And the episodes are just classics. I mean, there's extras on here too. Not a lot. Anniversary special, which is good. Rare interviews with the stars, and original series opening and closings not seen since 1956. So, original 39 episodes, great stuff. The ones you saw on TV, I think we've all at least seen them once or twice. Next, one more, and then we'll move on to maybe some Blu-rays. See if I have any more DVDs. I may have a couple more DVDs set. I wonder. Yeah, I do. And then I'll show you some Blu-ray stuff too. This one, here's Johnny. I don't see this much. I love the look of this with the iconic classic curtains from The Tonight Show. And then this opens this way to have time. It's got timeless moments. There's a bunch of stuff in here basically. The Ultimate Carson Collection. This includes the last episodes, the final episode where he said goodbye, retired. Then you've got Carson Country. You've got interviews with country stars, and then they sing as well in many cases. Stand-up comedians, including Seinfeld, George Carlin, Drew Carey, Rodney Dangerfield, Gary Shandling, and more. I'm just reading from the front of these. And then on the other side, you've got Timeless Moments. These are like a collection of Johnny Carson classic moments from The Tonight Show. This is a thick one. It's the other. It's a whole other side. So it's, I don't know how many discs is in here, but quite a few. Stuff going back to from the start of the show. A lot of the stuff he did with animals, which was hilarious. So it's called Here's Johnny. The back is just black. You can pick this up for relatively inexpensive, I think. $50 maybe if you get lucky on eBay. All right, that's that batch, and we'll see what else we got. Well, this next one I cherish for a couple of reasons. One is I got it from Leroy Green. I think he said his wife or his girlfriend had bought it for him, and then they discovered that this particular one, something was wrong with it. I don't know if it didn't have the updated video or something. I'm not sure. Something was glitchy with it, I guess. So she got him a second one. So he had a double, and he traded it to me. It's an amazing set. It really is. I don't remember what was wrong with it. There was something wrong with it. I don't recall anymore. But anyway, I'm talking about the Bruce Lee, the Legacy Collection. You can pick this up for about $40, I think. Maybe 50. It's worth more. I think you can pick it up for that. It's got in it... Oh, here's a little note. I have the note from Roy. Mr. Dean of DVD. I enjoy your channel. I hope to get my Criterion collection as good as yours someday. Enjoy the set. Bruce has had and will continue to give me joy and passion. Leroy Green, 85. There's his letter. I always keep the letters that I get with stuff. It's kind of cool. This came from the back, I think, so I kept it inside here. Audio commentaries on all 4 films by Hong Kong film expert Mike Leader. There's also a couple of, there's a lot of stuff here. Bunch of featurettes, extras. This has a booklet kind of built into it. Pretty thick. About 40, 50 pages. All Bruce Lee. He was Kato in the Green Hornet too. It talks about that a little bit. It's a beautiful set. And each one of the movies. Big Boss, which I think is my favorite. If I'm not mistaken. I think Big Boss is my favorite of his. They're all good though. Fist of Fury. The Way of the Dragon. Game of Death. Then you've got Bruce Lee, the Man, the Legend, then the Legend. I Am Bruce Lee, and it was made in 73, 1977, and 2011. And then bonus features on this disc. Discs are kept up in here. And finally, oops, book. Which is quite thick. And you put the letter back up, put it back in here. And that's Bruce Lee, the Legacy Collection. Thank you again, Leroy Green, for trading it to me. Thanks for liking my channel. I haven't seen Leroy Green lately, but he hasn't made a video in like forever. I know he comments from time to time. I probably have been doing a lot that he really likes. I've been doing games and stuff. Faligar, Sammy's been egging me on to do more game stuff. I think I might need another channel to do that. I don't know. Because I have a split audience. And I have a lot of people that want to see more of my Criterion collection and hear more about that and hear more about box sets. And then I have some people like Sammy who really want to see more gaming stuff and have me do like Let's Play videos and things like that. So anyway, but Bruce Lee, the Legacy Collection, really nice. All right, I am back. This one is a Blu-ray set. Love, love, love the series. I've watched every episode of it when it was on the air, and I've watched every episode of the Blu-ray. It is a Blu-ray, isn't it? Or is it a DVD? I can't remember. It's a DVD. I'm sorry. I thought it was a Blu-ray set. I couldn't tell. It was a little bit shorter than some of the other ones. So I thought it might have a Blu-ray. It's DVD. Saw the DVDs and Friday Night Lights, the complete series. What a great show. What a great packaging on this, too. I'm a big fan of this kind of packaging. People complain the discs but my discs don't get ruined. So here you can take a look at some of the beautiful glossy color artwork here. Stick together a little bit, but there's a quarterback, the beautiful cheerleader, Minka Kelly. Oh yeah. There's the hot halfback. The other hot halfback, or maybe it was a receiver, I can't remember. Daughter. The backup quarterback. Yeah, some really good stuff here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it's a great, great, great series. I loved everything about it. It did drag a little bit the last season, I thought. Some of the subplots I was less intrigued with than others. But I'll tell you what, overall, as a package, from the way it started to the way it ended, really, really, really like Friday Night Lights. It's the complete series. Happy to have it in my collection. I would recommend it. From a emotional standpoint, I guess, or something that means a lot to me, this means more to me than anything else I own. It's not my favorite thing I own, but it means more to me than, and I won't sell it, I won't get rid of it. My dad bought this. I can count on one hand the number of movies or DVDs my father's ever bought, I think. I don't think he buys many. But he bought this, and I saw it when I was at his house some years back, about 3 years ago. And I said, how often do you play that? He goes, I played it once, I watched it, and I don't play it anymore. And I said, what do you want for it? And he said, go ahead and take it. So it is, and I'm a big, big fan of Frank Sinatra. And I didn't know my dad was. This is a 7 DVD set concert collection of Frank Sinatra. It is beautiful. It's got just some great, you've got 4 different concerts here. This alone is 228 minutes just on this set. I don't know what the total is on this. I don't know if I've ever looked up the total on it to see what it is. 14 hours. Shout Factory puts it out. And whenever you see Shout Factory on something, it's pretty good quality. And this is pretty good quality. Got a great book with it also. I'm a sucker for these books. I keep them pristine. This one has pictures from the different concerts, talks about the different shows, a little history of how it came to be. One of my favorite ones is from Monaco. Princess Grace, former Grace Kelly, introduces them. Of course, they started a couple movies together. It's just a great set. Really happy that my dad gave it to me, and I've watched it, I don't know, parts of it 5, 6, 7 times, and other parts maybe once, but the ones I really like I've watched numerous times. So I'll just put it on and watch 3 or 4 songs, which is cool. All right, moved in a little bit closer here for this one. How about a little horror? I've got 2 or 3 things I'm going to show you, maybe 4 things I'm going to show you. In the horror vein, this first one comes from Arrow. All things considered, I consider this the best of the bunch that Arrow's put out. I really love it. I'm a big fan of Vincent Price anyway, so when I saw that he was putting out, or they were putting out, a collection of movies that he did with Roger Corman, I believe. Yeah, 6 Gothic Tales. I've kept this on too for whatever reason. You can see the ones that are on here. You've got Fall of the House of Usher, Tales of Terror, The Haunted Palace, Tomb of Lygia, The Raven, and The Pit and the Pendulum. I don't know if it's Lygia or Lygia. Lygia. I have to watch it again, remember how they pronounce it. But yeah. Oops. I don't know which way is it going. Yeah, this way. It's backwards when I look at it in the iPad, and then it reverses it. Thick, thick book with this hardcover. Really well done. The box itself is the way that the Twilight Zone box should have been done. I wish they'd redo the Twilight Zone box. I think I'd buy the box for $10 if they just sold the box. Anyway, that's that. Oh, I have a shelf available for this now. Huh, what do you know? Next up, another one I saw on Aaron Pinn's collection and then said, I have to have that. There's a lot of stuff in Aaron Pinn's collection that I say I have to have that, but I don't always get them. Although he was kind enough to send me something. This is the Hammer collection. Man, what a sweet collection this thing is. I am a huge fan of Hammer films. When I think about horror films, and the type that Vincent Price is on, the 6 Gothic Tales, same kind of films I like. Ones that are more, let's call them gothic, let's call them a little romantic. The ones with women with the long dresses, the flowing dresses, and the bosoms, and the guys who all wore suits, and most of them took place in England. Some of my favorite horror movies are that way, and this collection is similar. This thing's really cool. Though. You open it up, and it kind of opens like that. So you got a cross, and then each one of these comes off. You get a booklet with it, and you also get, I forget about these nice cards with it. There's about 6 or 8 of them, and then each one of these comes out fairly easily. And there's Rasputin. I love Rasputin. Great movie. And then these open up like a book, like the plastic book. I'm gonna watch some of these. I'm behind on these. I started to watch them, and then I got sidetracked with a number of other things. I've been playing a lot of this Overwatch game lately. I mean, it's been like, I want to say it's sort of obsession, but not by much. It is an obsession probably. I played a lot. I've logged. I think my son looked it up. Out of everybody in the world, out of 15 million players, I think I'm number 265 as far as putting in the most time. I don't know what that says, but it is true. Anyway, the Hammer Collection, I highly recommend that. Hey guys, this next one was a set I was not going to buy. I'd seen it, I don't know how many times, and I thought, well, I enjoyed what I watched of it, which was like the first 3 seasons. And then to me it got weird, and I thought, I'm not sure I want to watch it anymore. And I got busy with other things, and I got sidetracked, and then I just never watched the end of it. I tuned into a couple episodes, which I thought were good, later in the series. But the first 3, I believe, were great. And I heard it ended okay. So I ended up picking it up for half price. It was a buy one, get one free at FYE. Buy one of whatever price, get the second one free. So I actually got it for free. But they had it marked as used, but it was new, if that makes any sense. And I can tell you it's brand new. It's never been opened. And that, well, I've opened it, and that is True Blood, the complete series. Actually, that's the front right there, isn't it? With Sookie, which is the strangest freaking name, but Sookie was a good character. You've got, and what I like about this is, well, I like a lot of things about it, but in particular, each one of the seasons then comes separately. 7 seasons. And you got it for like $50. Or I bought something for $50 and then got it for free. So you've got, each one has its own little personality. I think each one has a little booklet with it, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, I remember now. You've got just the episodes on the inside, which is good and bad. You got some there in the front and then some in the very back. So you got to take off the back to see it, but yeah, it's cool. I have not watched this yet. I mean, I watched the first 3 seasons when it was on, like I said. I watched it up until when the fairies came in, whenever that was. It was a weird, to me that was weird, but I do want to go back and watch it. So, after I get done with Sons of Anarchy, maybe. Okay, next, I own this entire series on DVD, and then bought it again on DVD, and sold the ones I had. I had the individual cardboard series, but I liked the style of the Hammer box set so much I wanted this, and I wanted the book that came with it. So it is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, one of my favorite, and this probably seems odd coming from me, but it's one of my favorite TV shows of all time. I love the humor in it. I love the camaraderie. I love the Scooby Gang that they had. This is, again, you open up the top, and then this comes down, and then you've got this picture of the beautiful Sarah Michelle Gellar, who doesn't want to do Buffy anymore, sadly, because I think most of these other people would. But you never know. Life is long. Thick book, which I like. And other stuff. What's this? Oh, it's got the it's just never before seen extras that came with this set that weren't in the box set. 5 new featurettes. A little note from Joss Whedon, who I like. And then you've got each of the seasons. Similar to the Hammer sets, I'm not going to take them out. Each one of these contains this season. I like that it's compact. I like that it fits in here like this, so it's got a thing bent here in the bottom. Into each generation a slayer is born. One girl in all the world, a chosen one born with the strength and skill to fight vampires, to stop the spread of their evil and the swell of their numbers. Ooh, that was Buffy, of course. That's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Really slick. Really like that a lot. So those two went together, True Blood and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So a little bit of a theme there. True Blood on Blu-ray, Buffy the Vampire Slayer on DVD. I got that for like $30 on eBay, which I couldn't believe. The reason I got it for $30 was because it was missing one of the discs from one of the sets. I think it was like season 2, disc 2 or something. So when I sold my set, I announced that it was missing disc 2 of season 2, and I took the one from that one and put it into this one. So this is complete. And I was right up front about it, and so they got, I think I sold it for $35 and then shipping on top of it. So I made $5 and switched over from the individual sets, which took up, you know, this much space, to something that takes up this much space. And I just love it. I just love the look of it. I love the way it looks. I love the style. I love the way it looks on the shelf. Yeah, I like everything about it. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is another that goes back to my past. I remember watching this when I was a kid. Yeah, I don't know how old I was, but I was pretty young, I think, when I watched it. Maybe middle school or something like that. I don't remember when it was on. Anyway, it's the late David Carradine of Kill Bill fame. Before he was Bill, he was Kwai Chang Caine, or sometimes just known as Caine, or sometimes just known as Grasshopper when he was a child. And I'm talking about Kung Fu complete collection. I don't know why I got the plastic still on this, but I picked it up at Best Buy, obviously. I got it on sale. I think it was like $35. As I recall, it's the complete 3 seasons, which is a complete series. It lasted 3 seasons. It's, you know, the thing about Kung Fu is I like it, and then I'm conflicted because every plot is almost the same. He's in the West. He's helping somebody out. He's working on a farm. He's helping somebody dig a well. He's helping some kid find his father. Doesn't matter what it is. And at some point, the people in the West find out he's a Chinaman, which he really isn't. And they have a problem with him. And I don't know what makes him. I mean, he doesn't look like a Chinaman. But anyway, that's Caine. And then he's reluctant to use his Kung Fu, but guess what? He almost always has to. And he'll use it sparingly, but when he does, it's pretty cool. And the flashbacks are great to when he was a kid, going through, learning from the masters, snatched the pebble from my hand, and then when you could take it, and when his hand was empty, that's when you knew you were ready to enter the real world. So there's a lot of flashbacks to that, which is cool. Next, one I just got a little while ago. These were all DVDs again. Again, I left the plastic on it, but it is opened. I opened the side and I get the discs out. This is, for my money, one of the best shows ever on television. It's all 89 episodes on 17 discs. Again, this is Shout Factory. What is this thing? 40 hours. 40 hours of the Larry Sanders Show. It's a complete series. It's great. It's got a ton of extras on it. It says here, according to New York Post, one of the greatest achievements in television. It's the complete Emmy-winning series, finally on DVD. Massive bonus features. Hysterical guest stars. What I loved about this, and there's a book with this one too. What I loved about this is the guest stars were really stars. You know, you had Robin Williams, you had Alec Baldwin, Jerry Seinfeld, Jon Stewart, Adam Sandler, just, you know, David Duchovny, just a ton of them playing themselves on a talk show with all their neuroses and everything else. Let's just show you the inside of one of these. I haven't done that with everything, but with this one. So this one, here's the first season, which is only like 2 discs. And then again, it's a color coordinated thing, yellow with yellow and so on and so forth. So, really nice. Hilarious shows. That aired in the 90s, by the way, early 90s, 92 to I don't know. How many seasons was it? 6 seasons, 92 to 98. Larry Sanders Show, love it. Now here's something totally different. There's two I'm going to show you. This one, I'm going to show you another one that I think was put out by also same company, probably, if I had to guess, Warner Brothers. This one, I saw the individual series for like $20, which I didn't think was bad. Each of the seasons, and there are 4 seasons and then some bonus features. So it would cost me like $80, and then the bonus, I don't know what it would have done for the bonus, but I love the way they boxed this set so much that I had to have this, and I think I paid about $50 for it. Again, on sale at FYE. I'm a big fan of FYE. Haven't been there lately, but China Beach, complete series. You've got actual dog tags. They're thin, which you can see they're actually on here. They're glued on here. I'm leaving them on. They look cool. The shapely form that's there. This is a magnetic, similar to the Batman set, which I'll get to in a little bit. The back is beautiful sunset. China Beach, this reminded me of MASH, another set I have up top. It reminded me a lot of MASH, only in later years, which is like the Vietnam, I believe, to MASH's Korea. I believe it was Vietnam. Anyway, this is, it's hard to explain this series. It'll make you cry, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you whatever. It's got a wonderful ensemble cast. Strong women characters. Dana Delaney starred, and she was wonderful in it. She was the woman that was kind of like your best buddy, but yet you probably wanted to sleep with her as well, I guess. At least they did. It's just a wonderful set. I love China Beach, and the music in it is fantastic. Part of the problem with having China Beach come out, along with the next one I'm going to show you, which is right up here, it was the music. It took so long, and the reason it cost so much, because they had to pay the music rights to get all these songs back again. Because when it aired in whatever, the 90s probably, they got the rights then, but they didn't transfer over to the DVD. But what great songs are on here. All stuff from the Vietnam era. I think it's Vietnam. It's been so long since yeah, it's got to be Vietnam. Anyway, China Beach. And the next one I'm going to need a minute to get down off the shelf, so I'll be right back. All right, guys, this one was a favorite of mine for years. And all things considered, one of my favorite TV shows of all time again, and that is, dust here maybe, The Wonder Years. This is the locker edition. I picked it up for $100. $100. Oh, less a 10% discount, I believe it was. So I got it for like $90. It normally sells for 200 and something. I got my Screen Factory magnet here on the inside, and like any locker, I've decorated it with my choice of things. These are from the well, these are from a couple different sets I got of magnets. Just gonna put this on the lockers. I think it looks pretty cool. And then on the inside you've got the well, from Screen Factory actually. They're all from Screen Factory. You could lock it. You could, it actually could put a little mini lock on this if you wanted to. This is, of course, The Wonder Years, another set that, and I kept this in here just because it provides some, this has got another hardcover book on The Wonder Years. 1988 to 1993, the yearbook. The yearbook's kind of cool. Kevin Arnold is the protagonist here, and Winnie Cooper is his, most of the time, love interest. That goes in. I just put this in here to see if I'm floating around. Oh, how did I get it in there? Because that thing is, I don't know how I got that in there. I really don't. Ah. We'll figure that out later. This thing's full of air. I don't know where I got that out of there. Not full of air anymore. Probably some of these are coming to see what the heck's going on. Anyway, shove that in there. It's just meant so it doesn't knock around so much. It's not a big deal. I could put a lot of things in there. I'd probably put something else in there eventually. This is what came with it, I think. So you've got the disc and you've got all the music. I think all but just a handful of songs didn't make it. This is the Wonder Years. I love that it's in this locker. I got to get back to watching these. I left off around season 4, I think. But what a beautiful and you know, one of the few sets that I'm willing to give up this much space for. There are others. Pardon me. Pardon my backside here while I put this back up on the shelf and grab another box set that I'm happy to show you. And this one is, well, I think most people own this probably. Oh, let me talk about some. We've got 3 more to show you, and then I'm going to talk about 3 that I can't show you because I don't have them here. They're here, they're just not up here. And that's because my wife likes them too much. One is my favorite box set of all my box sets, and that is The West Wing. Of all the TV shows I've ever seen, that is my favorite television show of all time. Love the behind the scenes in the White House. Love the ensemble cast. Just, I thought Martin Sheen was fabulous as the president. Aaron Sorkin did an amazing job writing it. And I'm watching synchronized swimming. It's amazing. Synchronized diving, even more amazing. So there's that. There's the Friends Blu-ray set that my wife, it's really hers. And what's the third one? Oh my goodness. Oh, Gone with the Wind. It's the red velvet plushy looking one. Like the 40th anniversary maybe, I think it was. Wonderful set. Tons of extras in it, and the red plush velvety outside really makes for a nice piece. Somebody offered to buy it from me at some point, but I was not selling that. All right, so anyway, and then let me show you this one, and then 2 more, I think, and then I think I'm done for now. This one is one that, what is this, individual discs? And yeah, DVDs. I really loved the series when it was on. Another TV show, another ensemble cast. Talk about Ally McBeal, the box set. Really like it. Love the show. Quirky, weird, but I liked it. Funny, but yet not always straight comedy. Something other than that. But there was a lot of comedic moments in it. So, Ally McBeal. And next is. What if, you know, when this was coming out, I own all the DVDs. I still have them. I haven't had the heart to sell them yet because I like them at the special editions. But this is such a good set, and they left room for the next one in the series. Of course, now they've had others that have come out since then, and I have no more room. But in any event, I'm talking about Bond 50. This is really a beautiful set. I think pretty much every. I wish it would have had a book for it. Oh, there's one more I got to show you. There's 2 more I have to show you then. It'll take me a little bit to get to those, but you've got every Bond movie on Blu-ray. They look great. They sound great. Yeah. In fact, one of my most watched, there's 2 videos I've done that I'm aware of anyway, that I still get comments on to this day, and I think the videos are like maybe 2 years old, and I still, to this day, get comments. One is my ranking of all the James Bond films, from at the time I think it was like 23 down, and now it would be 24, 25. I get comments on that every week. People don't agree with my list or agree with my list or say, you know, this should be higher, this should be lower. I think Octopussy should be a little higher, like better on the list. Closer to 1. It's 20 something. Maybe it's 18. I don't know. It's definitely not top 10, but it's better than I thought. I watched it a couple times. Sam is a big fan of the Octopussy movie. Well, he thinks it's better than I do, and he's probably right. So I've kind of rethought the list a little bit, but what's up there is up there. The other one that people watch a lot is the worst movie. I think I say I review the worst movie ever made, which is Heaven's Gate, which is not the worst movie ever made, but it cost it bankrupted United Artists and cost the studio, you know, everything it had. And United Artists was around since Charlie Chaplin, Mary Pickford, and I can't think of the other guy, famous actor, Douglas Fairbanks. So it bankrupted that studio, which was sad. But Michael Cimino movie, that's up there someplace. Heaven's Gate. What do I do with Heaven's Gate? Oh, here it is. Heaven's Gate. Yeah, I like Heaven's Gate. I think it's a good movie. But if you ever want to watch a controversial review, go ahead and watch this. I say it's a good movie. I don't say it's the worst movie ever made, but people keep insisting that I did. I didn't say that. Watch the review if you're curious. Just look it up. It's under my Criterion reviews. A couple more to show you here. I thought there was one more, but there's got to be two more at least, because I thought of one that I got to show you for a couple of reasons. Be right back. This may end up being the longest video I've ever done, which I guess is good. I have been away from such a long time that as far as making regular videos. I do have to make some Criterion videos. I'm supposed to get one from Criterion here pretty soon, and when I get that, I'm going to do a review on it. It'll take me a little while to watch it, but anyway, when I get that, I will do the review. And I've got some other ones I need to do a review on as well. In fact, I just want to go through and randomly select. Let's say maybe Ron would be a good one. Akira Kurosawa out of print, DVD. Looks fantastic on DVD, by the way. A lot of good extras. King Lear, but done by Akira Kurosawa. So I used to be an English teacher, so that gets me. You know, and then maybe something like Armageddon or The Rock, which I enjoy both of those. And I think, you know, I don't know that they belong on the Criterion Collection, but there's a ton of extras on this and things, and they were influential movies. And usually what the Criterion Collection is all about is movies that influenced cinema in some way, for good or for bad, maybe. But mostly it's good. This one, well, here's this one. And it is the Batman box set. Man, growing up, this was one I never missed. I don't remember when it was on, Tuesdays and Thursdays maybe, or something like that. Thursdays and Fridays, I don't remember anymore. But I didn't miss Batman. Batman, you know, back then, when I was a kid, there was 3 channels. Well, public broadcasting, but nobody counted that. NBC, CBS, and ABC. That was it. That was all there was. And I guess it was an ABC show, as I recall. The Batmobile. Never taken it out, by the way. That's just too cool. It's the original Batmobile. There's some playing cards. Pretty sure I never opened these up either. Yeah, I never opened these up. They're still sealed. Batman trading cards. I'll open them up one day, probably. And then you've got the Adam West scrapbook. Really not a very thick book, but it's got the digital code, which I've already used. Pretty thin, but yeah, some cool stuff. And then you've got the episode guide, which is necessary, in my opinion. Batman was on for what, 4 seasons? Was it? 3 seasons. Yeah, it really seems like longer. Such a campy show. I mean, everybody and their fucking brother wanted to be on Batman. And they were. You had some of the great celebrities on here making cameo appearances or being guest villains, including Vincent Price, Frank Gorshin, Cesar Romero, who was the Joker. Burgess Meredith was the Penguin. I mean, these were big stars. These were big stars, and they were on Batman. And even if they weren't villains, sometimes Batman and Robin would scale like the side of a building in New York, and so maybe someone would open up their window. Hey, Batman, what are you doing? That type of thing. So you'd had a lot of guests like that. But what a great set! It's to me, it was well worth the $110, whatever I paid for it. I've watched them all. They all look fantastic. The color is vibrant. It's so campy and funny and great. It was just when I was a kid, I didn't get the campiness of it. I just thought it was serious stuff. But I was a kid. Anyway, Batman, the TV show. This will be the last thing I show you, and I don't think I can lift anything up. This is the heaviest thing I own by far. It's the complete Smallville collection, and man, what you know, it's similar to the Bond set. This is a beautiful set. But I was a big fan of Smallville. There's a lot of extras, but let me just show you the way the book is set up. People complain about this book, but this thing is as this whack job on YouTube that I've saved this video because it's so freaking hilarious. The guy is maniacal, and I love it. I watch it sometimes just for total amusement and total, like, I can't believe this guy was doing this. But he loves this set so much. He's like, you know, he's like you don't see his face, but I have to, if I find the link, maybe I can put the link up sometime. If you're interested, let me know. But anyway, he spotlights this, and he does a great job with it. He bought 2 of them for whatever reason. But look at the beautiful artwork on this, beautiful matte finish. What he shows you is the way to get these out. There's a way to get these out, and he'd have to, what you do is you pick it up at the number, and you slide these things want to come apart here a little bit, and then go back together. They want to come apart and go back together. So, and they do. And you can slide your finger right across and pull these out without causing any problem. It's probably good to have like a glasses cleaner when you do. Mine are not scratched at all. I know some people said theirs were scratched for whatever reason, but there is a way to get them out very safely and put them back safely. And great series. I gotta rewatch this. Great series. Of course, it's Clark Kent growing up, which is a beautiful premise. And the people had a saying. The producers had a saying. No, look at her. Oh my goodness. No tights and no flights. That was their promise. But yet he does fly, and he does have tights at the last episode. So, but throughout it was it kind of evolving into that. And this has got a newspaper inside here. What's in here? There's a Daily Planet. Copy of the Daily Planet. Superman saves the day. Obviously from years later. October 15th, 2017. Not even there yet. And then a really nice overview of the entire series. By overview, I mean episode by episode. Production sketches are in here. What I liked was, I don't know if there's pictures in here. He was in one of the earlier episodes. In fact, he was in 2 episodes. And I always thought it was really brilliant. Let's see if he's in here. Should be. Okay, that's season 7. We've done before that. Let's say like season 4. See here while I know it. I don't see it, but oh, there he is. What a great homage to this man. Christopher Reeve was in it. Just brilliant to have him in it. I gotta watch this again. This is such a good show. Yeah, I can't remember who he played. He was like a scientist or something who knew something about Kal-El's history. And then here on the very back, you see the iconic costume, which he eventually does wear in the very last episode. And a lot of things. You know, he put an S on his chest. I don't remember what it's for anymore. Certainly not for Superman, but yet, you know, ironically, they put it on his chest when they tie him up to mock him for some reason. I don't remember why. Kryptonite abounds in the series, which I think is kind of cool. And then there's a lot of, like, they call them meteor freaks, people who were affected by the meteor, who get powers, sometimes for a short period of time, sometimes for a longer period of time. Some of whom are very detrimental to Clark, and some of whom are just detrimental to everybody. So that's Smallville, the heaviest part of my collection, and one that I definitely did covet. And it's a good one to end on, I think. It's I have other box sets that I didn't show you. Oops. I have other box sets that I didn't show you. I think these are sturdy as can be. But these are pretty much my favorites, I think. So I think you've seen most of the ones. I mean, I've got other ones like the Avengers and Jurassic Park and things like that, and Star Wars and Star Trek. I have the whole Star Trek Next Generation series and the MASH box set that I have, and I'm just looking up on the shelves. There's a lot of stuff. Babylon 5, which I enjoy, but overall, these are the ones I like the best. Those are my favorites. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's certainly been long. My longest video probably ever. I think it's over an hour. So we'll see if this thing even uploads. But hopefully it does. And hopefully if you enjoy it, let me know. Be happy to do more of these types of things. Somebody's been asking for me to do more Criterions. So I'll be doing more of my Criterion collection here shortly. Reviews. You know, take a movie like this and talk about it. This is actually a library copy. I probably should replace it. But I got it for $10, so I can't complain. And it is on DVD, but anyway, great movie. All right, guys. That's it for now. And until next time, Dean of DVD. Take care.